Building for the future. After sitting vacant for nearly 20 years, the land that once housed the old Kmart World headquarters in Troy has new purpose. How the plan could bring some big business to the city. Also, inside the Better Made legal battle, why the Detroit staple is suing several cannabis companies. Paula?
Well, if you were ever a kid, or even if you know some kids, take a look at this. Have I got your Nirvana? However, it is the story behind the store that will touch your heart. And Kim Adams, what about this amazing weather?
Well, Paula, that looks like a lot of fun. We've got some sunshine out there, just a few clouds. It is a beautiful evening here in Metro Detroit with temps in the upper 40s, close to 50. We'll talk about your Easter weekend forecast coming up.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Devin Skillian in for Karen Drew today. First at 4, a new multi-million-dollar deal is going to bring more medical care options to Metro Detroit. It's also filling some vacant land at the site of the former Kmart headquarters in Troy. University of Michigan is purchasing more than 7 acres of that land, $4.42 million, the price tag. The deal was approved by the Board of Regents today. Michigan Medicine plans to build a multi-specialty facility on that property to expand clinical services and increase patient access across Oakland County. Hospital leadership says the expansion is part of a larger plan
that really has the goal of meeting patients in their community and helping keep care close to home so patients don't have to travel when there isn't a need to do so.
Michigan Medicine plans to break ground for the facility next year, hopes to open by 2027. Our coverage of the new expansion will continue coming up on Local 4 News today at 5. A deadly fire in Madison Heights turns out to be even more heartbreaking than it first appeared. Police now believe the fire was set during a murder-suicide. We talked about the fire at Harwood and John R. yesterday. Autopsies now show 42-year-old Candace Hawking was stabbed to death inside the home, while her former boyfriend, Christopher Spicer, died from self-inflicted stab wounds. Police are working to confirm all the evidence is consistent with those findings. Don't be shocked if your electricity bill ticks up. DTE is expected to file a rate increase request for $456 million. If approved, it would cost customers about $11 more a month. DTE says money that they need more money to improve reliability and to make the grid smarter. And it hopes pinpoint power outage locations will be done more quickly and more accurately off of that money. We'll see if the request goes through. Detroit's own Better Made potato chip maker has filed a federal lawsuit against a long list of cannabis companies. Companies, they say, took its iconic Better Made logo and used versions of their own to sell their own cannabis products. The lawsuit argues the cannabis firms violated trademark rules and refuses to work with the Detroit-based company to reach any kind of compromise. Well, Better Made is now asking a court to force the company to stop using their trademark and to pay up for the damage they've already caused by using it without permission. A hearing on the 2020 Georgia election interference case got underway in Atlanta today. A judge hearing arguments on former President Trump's efforts to have the case dismissed based on First Amendment protections. Trump's attorneys said Trump's statements about the 2020 presidential election in Georgia are core political speech, so he can't be prosecuted. Meantime, the prosecutor argued it is premature to address free speech arguments, saying they should be put before a jury during a trial. Now, also to the courts today, Sam Bankman-Fried, once known as the cryptocurrency whiz kid, sentenced to 25 years in prison. Bankman-Fried was found guilty on 7 counts of fraud and conspiracy in November. He apologized for his actions during today's sentencing hearing, saying, and this is the quote, "It haunts me every day." Analysts called the FTX collapse one of the largest white-collar crimes of all time. The sunshine has returned to Metro Detroit. That's been welcome. Here's a look at Ann Arbor on this Thursday afternoon. Pretty nice day, as Paula was just testifying to us earlier. Kim Adams standing by with the first forecast as we look ahead to the evening and on into the Easter weekend. Kim.
Well, Devin, it does make such a difference. Everyone just seems like they're in a bit better mood than they were the last couple of days when we had gray skies and a little rain. Right now, it's beautiful. Sunshine. That sun has pushed our temp up to 50 degrees out at Metro Airport, still hanging on to the upper 40s in Port Huron and Mount Clemens, also over to Pontiac, 49 down in Monroe. It's about 10 to 12 degrees warmer right now than it was 24 hours ago. And the reason why, lots of sunshine, just a couple puffy white fair weather clouds out there. Tomorrow, it's back to more sun as our high temps go into into the low 50s. Starts out a little chilly, though, with a morning low of 29 degrees. Then we have to talk about a little bit of rain for the start of the weekend. I'll have that, plus your Easter weekend forecast coming up.
All right, Kim. No one won last night's Powerball drawing, which means the jackpot has jumped again. Powerball jackpot now at an estimated $935 million. There have now been 37 consecutive drawings without anyone hitting the top prize. The odds of winning the jackpot in the next drawing, which will be Saturday, 1 in 292.2 million. Detroit Lions season ticket holders getting an exclusive invitation to the official unveiling of the team's new uniforms. In fact, a letter went out to those fans this morning. The event's going to be held at Ford Field April 18th. Season ticket holders can purchase 2 tickets for $10 each. The fans who attend will also have the chance to purchase new jerseys after they're revealed. A registration to attend opens on April 12th. We kind of had a feeling that it would come sometime before the draft. And speaking of that, the NFL draft is now 28 days away, and after a weather delay, the Spirit of Detroit statue is finally decked out for the occasion. Early this morning, officials dressed up the 26-foot Marshall Frederick sculpture jersey made by Detroit-based Prop Art Studio Incorporated. It's about 15 feet high and 5 feet wide across his massive chest. Magic and miracles. Those are the words maybe that come to mind when you hear the real story behind a vintage and collectible shop in Utica. When you walk into the mom and pop operation, those words turn into wow and unreal. Our Paula Tutman found this story in Utica. Paula, as we look behind you here, this just looks like a fantasy world come true for a lot of folks.
Oh my gosh, and how? Okay, so we're just going to take you on just this really quick tour in so many ways. So you've got your Star Wars stuff, your vintage Barbies, basically the toys of your childhood, and 2 floors of just, oh my gosh, look at this stuff. But when you get to know the owners and become part of their family, you get to understand the joy and charm and beauty of one simple wish: to have children when your bodies tell you you can't. If you don't believe in miracles when you walk in,
what do you think, dude? By
the time you leave Sergeant Red's Toys and Collectibles in Utica, you will.
I have my addiction fed coming here over the last couple of years.
To say nothing of the sheer magic and eye candy. If you're a first timer, the first question you'll get is, what was your favorite toy as a child? Because they probably have it or can get it.
When you walk in the store, the first thing you hear a lot of times the first time someone walks in, they're like, oh my God, wow, and all that stuff, because they're seeing all this stuff they haven't seen since they were a kid.
Unless you are still chronologically a child, and then, well, Nirvana.
Oh, you're gonna pay separate?
He's got to buy him this song.
But the miracle isn't how this wonderment came to be.
About 2010 or so, we decided, hey, let's start a family. Let's get ready, have a baby.
And it actually started with heartache and heartbreak for Dee and John Davis.
And that didn't exactly work out that way. And we got down the road of fertility treatments and then IVF, and we had 4 miscarriages, and it was
rough.
Hard.
Yeah, it was hard.
They finally decided to adopt. And so they decided to just sell stuff on eBay to raise enough money for an adoption. They started with magic cards, of course, and then other collectibles.
He had a lot of fun with it. He likes the negotiation and the hunting.
It's fun, yeah. And then we were selling stuff we had around the house that we weren't using anymore. I mean, remember that one time you got caught stealing the garden gnomes from the neighbor? Yeah. That didn't really happen, but if it did, it's past the statute of limitations.
They were so successful, they not only adopted one child, John.
We got a phone call on a Tuesday, and she's like, there's a birth mom, she's in labor, she picks you, you gotta come now.
Who turned out to be a redhead, just like his mom.
We were in the parking lot at the hotel waiting to go in to meet him for the first time, and we got a call from her father that her mother passed away.
Their souls passed. Like, and if that's not a miracle of how everything happened.
And then Talia came along.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was that fart noise?
That was downstairs.
My daughter hides a fart machine around. I'm glad what happened because it led us to them, and it led us to this place, and it led us to this new beginning that we've had.
And then they got this storefront along Van Dyke in Utica, and well, remember that thing about believing in miracles? This year, they celebrate 10 years as a family and a business. Now, I just wanted to show you guys this. Take a look at this. This is the kind of candy that, I don't know, Devin, you probably saw when you were a kid. Don't know if it's even still available. Not say anything about your age, I promise.
That's
but
all right.
also, remember Brooke Shields? That's all right. But remember that? This is the kind of stuff that they sell. It is a labyrinth of fun. But how about this delightful, charming couple and their adorable kids? What a story behind the store.
It's so right. And I just love them. Their vibe is, you just want to hang out with them. They're just really, really cool. That's
Right?
super. Yeah, loved it.
They do have a great vibe.
They do. All right, Paula, that's cool.